Hey everybody, clearing. Okay, let's dive into what do the DFs need to know about their journey right now. Okay, freedom from burdens on the horizon. That's the first message, but let's have a look and see. Thank you, Divine Creator. What can we see for the feminines? What do the DFs need to know about their journey right now? About their connection, their counterpart. I'm also going to get into the emotions that the DFs are processing, and also a third deck here with how the DFs can view their counterpart, how their DM factors in. So let's have a look. Thank you, Divine Creator, for using me as a channel of only the highest, most beneficial information coming through. What can we see for all the things? All right, so DFs, conscious mind, about the connection, upping your intuition game. So Queen of Cups in the inverse is your intuition. It is your psychic gifts, but it's also seeing the love in everything. This is so much unconditional love. In the upright, in the inverse, it's deeply feeling into whatever you're experiencing right now on your journey and running it through that lens of love, not fear. What is the emotion connected? Blame in the inverse. So I accept responsibility for my well-being. Feminines, nothing outside of you needs to negatively impact you. You either remove yourself from it or you look at it differently. Sometimes you're twisting it and you're blaming others for something that's within your control. This journey is all about radical acceptance and accountability. So feminines, this is happiness is an inside job right here. So feminines, whatever's going on in your connection, you don't have ownership over your person, and your person is the perfect storm, the perfect mirror for you to get this through your consciousness, that you are either engaging in things that aren't up to your standard and therefore making yourself unhappy, or you're not seeing things right and you're twisting it because of trauma or, disintegration. So either case, you have the ability to remove yourself or change the way you're looking at things. Now, this is a grand yoga, a grand ballet, in that sometimes you don't know that you're engaging with things that could be better. Sometimes you don't know that you're thinking thoughts that are falling short. This journey is that of mastery, and this is the journey where you get to tune into knowing the difference between settling and excellence. Okay, how does this relate to your counterpart? The Sun. Your person is the perfect mirror for you to, finally specialize in this kind of sovereignty. What can we see about the masculine? Strength, overcoming the devil energies and adversity. I accept that challenges are the best way to learn. So yeah, you can't blame your divine counterpart. If you are in a karmic situation, this kind of discernment will allow you to remove yourself from that. But if you are aligned, like I know most of my viewers are, with a high level soul connection, the adversity, the circumstance, the things that have arisen in your connection only serve to make you stronger. What doesn't kill you makes you stronger. And I'm not saying settle for toxicity or stick around at all if there's anything abusive or toxic. But we go through the gamut on these journeys, and we do come into impeccability in love. How does this relate to your person? Yeah, your person is turning around with humility here and looking at you. I'm getting this lion is bowing the head like this young buck. And so the adversity is really helping your person also see with humility that you are truly different. You possess a strength and a grace and a consistent energy that your person has not seen demonstrated through adversity anywhere but with you, DF. And I just heard, I bow to you, I am your lowly servant. So masculines right now are being humbled by something that they have really gotten into with this connection. They see on a bigger picture. I'm actually going to pull a clarifier on that. What is it, masculines, that have made you turn around and about face your feminine in this humble way right now? What is it? Okay, the Hermit. They're looking at their life and their destined path through fresh eyes. Like something, the adversity in this journey has sharpened their knowing. It's shown them a different way. So I'm feeling that the love here has caused them to rethink what they wanted for their life, how they thought things should be. There's something counterintuitive about this connection that has really gotten in there in a way that they are saying it might just work better with this person than who I thought I needed to be connected with, is what I heard. So they're seeing, feminines, how you are more aligned to the kind of extraordinary life that they have always felt called to than the cookie cutter version that they were told you could get to that end goal by having the good on paper kind of thing, or the safe bet relationship. They are now, you know, this is like the Empress taming the lion, and this is just a prince, a knight level awareness here. It's caught their attention. How you have stayed stable through adversity has turned this masculine around, and they are looking in your direction with awe at how balanced you really are, how you seem to flow through life, or how you've grown. Possibly, if it hasn't always been the case, something has shifted up, and they're like, I could take notes from this Empress, and I can see how that would be an ally. They're seeing the teamwork available. Power couple, take on the world together energy. We've been seeing that aha moment in the energy recently. Okay, feminines, for the heart space, Queen of Swords, you have put down your truth here, or you have served your masculine a truth. You may not have been super excited about having to do this, telling them how it needs to be, but this boundary setting needed to be done, feminines. Your ancestors, your guides, your conscience demanded that you set a standard. Now that can be emotionally, mentally, physically, energetically. Somehow you've seen that you can't settle, and that's all there is to it. Perseverance. I know that I can do whatever I set my mind to. On these journeys, it's a tandem effort, and so it feels like you had to call the shot and stay the course with your standards here. On the heart space, you knew it was the right thing to do, and you didn't go into weak energy, and you have shown your masculine what you're made of here. How does it relate to them? The healing of some kind of heartache, specifically with third party. I'm getting whatever you've said, you've pulled the pain out of your own heart and said, this is my truth. And you've been willing to risk your masculine choosing somebody else. You've set yourself apart. You've taken yourself out of the game, the jealousy game, the third party energy game. You've removed yourself from that. You have chosen yourself, feminines, and you're persevering towards true love, with or without your masculine. This has humbled them. I just heard the player got played. For someone, we're not about those games around here, but there's something about whoever these masculines are, seeing it in a way that has schooled them, has made them feel like they've got learning to do, and that they see that you have a character that is extraordinary, that sets you apart. It's like Empress level. We've got two queens here and Empress energy. Divine feminines, you are in ownership of your own free will here, and you're going for gold. You're going the distance. And feminines, you are backed by the ancestors to hold this humility and strength. and to stay the course and not perpetuate heartache and games. Your masculines are so lucky. They are so lucky. Masculines, are you listening up? You've got somebody here that is gold. Even this deck that I'm using for the feminine is gilded in gold. Beautiful. On the heart space, what are the feminines aware of? The internal progress. So it's an inside job. This is all about feminines taking accountability for your own happiness and not engaging with faulty logic and faulty scenarios that bring discord into your life. And courage, I find the inner strength to face fear with confidence. Exactly, you're facing fear with confidence because the payoff is you're letting yourself down if you don't. And at the end of the day, you can't fill that void with someone outside of yourself. You have to have this standard within yourself, and it's not uncool, doesn't make you unattractive, doesn't make you boring, doesn't make you lame. It makes you empress. What can we see for how this relates to your emperor? So this calls your emperor to the surface. This calls your divine counterpart into the light, into righteousness, because you can't engage with each other in any other way when you set this record straight. Now, we do have 2 eclipses right around the corner, and this is a rite of passage. So feminines, you may have found that something, the deepest, darkest layers have come up prior to these eclipses so that they can be eclipsed out through this procession of eclipses. And so, yeah, it looks like you laid down the law, and now the cosmic work is being done through the cosmic gears here. So there might be a period of disconnect in these connections for recalibration here. I'm just going to pull it real quick. What are the masculines going through as they prepare to come into Emperor status? Princess of Pentacles, Princess of the Echoing Hills. So there's a reverberation. It kissed right onto Hermit mode. So these masculines are taking this period of time. They're not necessarily fully in Hermit mode. They might be around people, but they're still internalizing this stuff. And they're really sorting what is what and looking at the facts, looking at the presence, looking at the kindness, looking at the bases here for what is what and sorting. It's like, I'll give them that. Yeah, they were right there. This really is love. Only someone that loves me would actually set this standard for us. So the masculines are coming into the awareness that they have got someone that's making a better masculine out of them by default. If they want to engage, they have to rise into this emperor status. These masculines, once they get a taste of it, they cannot go back to their evil ways, player ways, selfish ways, short-sighted ways, instant gratification ways. It will never satiate. So that switch has been flipped, and these masculines are aligning. And it's not about control, feminines. And you can't just go around emulating divine feminine energy and have these results. You cannot fake this. You have to embody it actually, or it doesn't work. It's just hollow games, and the mask will be seen. So yes, there are karmic people who can emulate this stuff. It's the fake it till you make it, but it doesn't last because eventually it will come to surface. So feminines, don't worry that you're not going to be able to stay the course with this. Just keep allowing it to teach you each step of the way. These are team efforts. And so masculines, hold your feminine accountable for their own process as well. If you think that there's any kind of insincerity, don't be afraid to navigate that, but don't project onto it. It's a fine line. What can we see for what the feminines want to manifest in the journey? Justice. Here's that sword of truth again. Wow, Lady Justice. We got the Empress, the Queen of Cups, the Queen of Swords, which is also a very precise decision-making, grace-filled energy. And then we have Justice here. I mean, this is it coming into the physical. The scales of justice aren't quite balanced there. The owl is talking about things that are still remaining to be seen after this truth is established. Now it's going to play out. We're going to see what happens when no one's looking kind of energy. So feminines are in a waiting game to see what this new level of definitive energy will do to the connection. Death, I'm learning that endings are merely beginnings. So yes, the feminines know that they are more in control of their reality than they have at once thought, by taking scraps and by settling and by fearing that they will lose their masculine if they advocate for themselves, even with that person. They don't have to take breadcrumbs or settle. How does this affect the masculines? Look at that, the progress, the Six of Swords for both. So it's a chain reaction. When you teach others how to treat you, feminines, your masculine either emperors up, or someone else will come in that is already learned that lesson and can match you in it. But this is indicating that for those watching this video, that the masculines are following suit and conforming to righteousness in these connections. I'm going to ask, what is the way that the masculines are most in this collective seeing that inner progress? Now we've got the Princess of Swords. So their impulsivity, they're really looking and checking themselves with regard to how they've come across it. We've got like knight energy, princess energy. So the masculines are in this newbie kind of beginner's eyes. Like they haven't seen a feminine that is in this empress, not taking any BS anymore, but not doing it with animosity. It's filled with grace and mastery. And the masculines are like humbled in the face of this actually presenting to them as an opportunity not to keep on the karmic hamster wheel of games playing and power struggles. These masculines have, their attention has been caught here, feminines. They are on to this higher way. These masculines are getting it. These masculines are recalibrating. Endings are merely beginnings. What can we see for the actions the feminines are wanting to take? Judgment, full awakening. They want to see the light. They want to continue to see the karmic unraveling, I just heard. And grief, I understand that losing something is an opportunity to appreciate it. So feminines are looking at and saying goodbye to all of the things that didn't work out. How does this relate to their masculine? Sovereignty. So there's no more filter. They're not going to put up with anything from even their masculine that falls short. And that doesn't mean they won't talk about it or they won't let you in on it, masculines. It just means they're not going to make faulty decisions based on fear and settling anymore. They're going to be savvy. They're going to be aware of how their buttons get pushed. They're going to be aware of what are healthy choices for them. They're going to be aware of how to maintain their own equilibrium and not be in wishful thinking, limerence, those kinds of motions. What can we see for the biggest challenge for the feminines? Trusting that you're going to offer them love, masculines. I accept that my inner voice will always guide me correctly. So masculines, your feminine is doing all of this because they love you. I think you know that because of what we're seeing in the cards. You are understanding that. You're understanding that when when your feminine is discriminating, discerning, not just taking every advance, they are trusting that you are picking up what they're putting down and that it's impactful. They are also offering you a show of trust, because a feminine that doesn't trust their counterpart to rise, to fulfill this energetic dance, will settle. They will cave. They will lower their boundaries and their standards, and they will regret it, and they will start this guilt-shame pattern that never finds stability. These feminines see you and your potential, and they trust that with you, they can say and do the right thing and it won't be off-putting. So yeah, this is an excellent energy for all to be in. See how much say you have in your happiness, feminines? Your masculine wants to match you. Your aligned one wants to match you in this energy. And masculines, your feminines are saying, I see you, I trust you, this is what I'm about, you're the one I'm telling this to, you're the one that I'm dancing with on this level. And that is such a high compliment, masculines. How does this relate? Yeah, feminines are waiting to see right now in real time how you're going to accept their challenge, not in a games playing way. I think you get what I'm saying here. How you're going to respond. It's one of the biggest compliments that you've ever been given, is what I just heard the divine say, masculines. And I think you know it. So feminines, I think your masculines, I know, I know if you're in this level that your masculines understand the compliment it is for you to give them in this way. What is the solution to this challenge of stepping out in this new way and putting it out there for your masculine to accept this challenge? Seeing things in this different way. Self-esteem, yeah. I possess the gifts that of the soul that benefit me and others. So we just did have those messages where feminines in the past, you thought you couldn't hold your own like this because you might lose your masculine, or you might lose, you know, whatever you were trying to get externally in a relationship. And now you're seeing when you pull the strings in your favor, you don't let yourself down because you have healthy confidence and you love yourself, that you now are responsible for what you allow in your energy. And you come into this emperor status, and it's not about fearing you're going to be alone or outgrowing all your options, or, you know, ego that says you're now arrogant and above all others and that nobody's ever going to get it. All that junk is gone. And now through true worthiness, you are seeing you can believe that this masculine is going to come back in and now match you because the coast is clear. This is the level of worthiness that you both deserve. How does this relate to your masculine? The passion is growing. Wink, wink, nod, nod. This is literally where no holds barred. This is where your masculine can actually go all in, and it's not just temptation. This is creative juices flowing, baby creation juices flowing is what I just heard. And so yeah, this is the key to really having faith and trust that this is your person, and vice versa with the masculines. This is not a casual dance. When a feminine elevates a connection and says this is what we are worth, that really is an extraordinary level of trust and excellence. So yeah, this is really, you know, lighting a fire that these masculines have not been graced with before. What can we see for the direction in the near future? The Fool in the inverse. So there is a preparation here. It's like acclimating, sinking in. And love, I commit to the practice of seeing good in all things. So these feminines know that whether you respond, whether their masculine responds or not, this is what's going to make or break these connections. And this is the defining level. This is what the prerequisite to actually coming in and having real love is. And if it's not real love, if the masculine that gets this beautiful offer from a feminine, or, you know, this potential where a feminine is receptive to this level of connection, it has the makings of real love. So feminines, you know, you're not taking the initiative to take the action here. You are telling the masculines what you deserve and what you are worth. It is up to them to decide if they can match that with you in this case at this time. And if they can, it is love coming in. And so yes, now we have another duplicate card. The feminines have offered this love, and now the masculines are, you know, sitting with the reality of looking at their energy. We saw pages to begin with, and now we see this energy of the knights within. So there is a progression here towards the king and the emperor, but the masculines are really, you know, this is an elegant courtship. Pages and knights are messengers, and so this does show that there is an energetic, or in the material realm, a back and forth that is calibrating this courtship. This is a courtship reading. This is the way that this energy alchemizes and comes into the physical through these kinds of navigations together. Beautiful. What can we see for what these masculines are experiencing with the Knights of Cups and Wands? That's heart and soul. What's going on in the masculines' hearts and souls right now? The Eight of Cups. So yeah, Lord of Abandoned Success. There is something that these masculines are putting down. The games, the misconceptions, karmic situations, space fillers, things that they've been doing or thinking or believing. They're walking away from things that fall short of this level of excellence. All right, many blessings. Bye for now.